What's good, y'all, man? I'm gonna be real. I don't understand why the ACC catches so many strays. Now, that's not what obviously Josh Pate was saying here, but this is a high level SEC team that's playing the ACC. Like we act like ACC is not a great conference, right? Every team, every conference has bad teams, good teams. Like we acting like they can't compete at a high end level. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a direct thing to obviously Josh Pate. I'm just saying overall, I feel like that's kind of the norm right now in media. Like no ACC team can compete. And I thought we need to change that. Like we got to remember, obviously Big Ten won it last year in Michigan. Michigan had a really big win this past week against USC, but we got to stop acting like an ACC team can't compete with the SEC team, because that definitely can happen, right? And years ago when SEC was battling competing, what conference was there? Year in, year out competing with them? It was the ACC. It was Clemson, right? You know, years prior, it was Florida State. Like, we got to stop acting like ACC teams can't compete with SEC teams. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? I think they are phenomenal. Like, this quote to me should be, the Miami Hurricanes, who is obviously my favorite team, right, is one of the best teams in college football. Instead of a high-level SEC team playing the ACC. I just feel like that's a form of potential, you know, disrespect to a degree to the conference. And I think ACC is great, right? Now, do they have the same sharing rights and revenue that SEC brings in? No, but we're not going to sit and act like they can't compete in the SEC, right? Or they can't compete with SEC teams when they've been doing it for years. And my bad, not even actually years, actually decades, you know what I'm saying? No, they've been doing it for a long time. So I think Cam Ward is a Heisman candidate. He makes Miami very good in the elite right now, and I can't wait to see when they play more high-end, upper-level competition. But they've been doing their thing, 300-plus yards passing, 4 touchdowns. He's been doing his thing, man. But I would like to see ACC get a little bit more credit. I mean, I think now when you compare the two in basketball, right, I say ACC still is the creme de la creme. Duke, UNC, gosh, I'm trying to think of some other teams besides Duke, UNC. Those are definitely the storied programs. Who else has been pretty good in the ACC? Florida State usually has a pretty good team. But when we look at basketball, ACC reigns supreme. No disrespect to the SEC, right? But ACC definitely reigns supreme. So, obviously, I'm comparing another sport. But I do want to say that ACC deserves more credit than they get for how good their teams usually are. Now, this year, again, I know Georgia beat Clemson. They beat them out the frame. All right? But that's early on in the season. So, let's give them their proper respect, man. And I hope more teams do. And I know y'all going to call me. Maybe I'm a little bit biased or whatever it may be. But I do want to see, no disrespect to SEC. They got great teams. Georgia, Bama's going to play this weekend. I'm hyped for that matchup. I'm going to have more news and reactions to that later on in the week. But I do want to say this. I do want to see an ACC team in the Final Four this year. I want to see them be able to go toe-to-toe with an SEC team. Just so we can debunk this myth like they can't compete or they can't play high in football. You know, I get tired of seeing that. Like, they definitely can. So, that's my thoughts, man. I just wanted to react to that. And that's no disrespect to Josh Pate. Josh Pate is a great analyst. He's been doing it for years. He's made his name in this business. One of the better ones that we'll see covering college football. I'm just saying, it's not just him. Like, it's a lot of people that I feel like don't give the ACC the credit that they deserve. And I just wanted to call that part out as far as the media in itself.